What if one small decision, one harmless mask, could slowly erase who you are? Not instantly, not painfully, but quietly. Your voice changes, your thoughts change, your memories begin to fade. And the worst part? You don't even realize it's happening until the day someone looks at you and says, "You're not the person I used to know." Tonight's story is about a man who wore a mask for only one night, but the mask never came off. And the longer he wore it, the more it wore him. In the old part of the city, hidden between crowded streets and fading buildings, there was a strange market. Not the kind that sold fruits or clothes. This market sold forgotten things. Broken watches, old photographs, letters never delivered, keys with no doors. People believed every object carried a story or a secret. Most visitors came just to look, but some came searching for something they couldn't explain. One evening, a young man named Adrian wandered into the market. He wasn't looking for anything. At least, that's what he told himself. But deep inside, Adrian felt something many people feel, but rarely admit. He felt invisible. At work, nobody listened to him. Among friends, he was always the quiet one. Even his own family seemed to forget he existed. Adrian often wondered, what would it feel like to be someone else? He had no idea the market was about to answer that question. At the far end of the market stood a stall unlike the others. It was covered in dark cloth. No sign, no lights, just rows of masks, hundreds of them. Happy masks, sad masks, angry masks, beautiful masks. Each one looked alive. Behind the table sat an old woman with silver hair and eyes that seemed far older than the city itself. Adrian stopped. One mask caught his attention immediately. It was smooth and pale with a calm, confident expression. The kind of face people trusted instantly. The kind of face people listened to. Adrian whispered, almost joking, "How much for this one?" The old woman studied him carefully. Then she said something strange. "That mask is not expensive." Adrian smiled. "Good." She leaned closer. "But the price is not money." Adrian laughed nervously. "Then what is the price?" The woman replied quietly, "A piece of who you are." Adrian assumed it was just a strange way to sell things. Every market had its characters. So he bought the mask anyway. The woman gave only one warning. Once you wear it, do not forget who you were before. Adrian nodded quickly, but he wasn't really listening. That night he went home and stood in front of his mirror. He lifted the mask. "Just for fun," he said. The moment it touched his face, something strange happened. The mask sealed perfectly against his skin. It didn't feel heavy. It didn't hurt. In fact, it felt right. Adrian looked into the mirror. For the first time in his life, the reflection staring back at him looked powerful, confident, important. He smiled. Tomorrow he would wear it outside. Just once, just for a day, just to see what it felt like. The next morning, everything changed. At work, people noticed him immediately. His boss listened to his ideas. Co-workers asked his opinion. People laughed at his jokes. Strangers even smiled at him on the street. Adrian felt something he had never felt before. Respect, attention, power. For the first time in his life, he mattered. That night he tried to remove the mask, but it wouldn't move. He pulled harder. Nothing. He laughed nervously. Okay, maybe tomorrow. But tomorrow came, and the mask still wouldn't come off. Days turned into weeks. At first, Adrian didn't mind. Life had never been better. But something strange began happening. His thoughts changed. His kindness faded. He interrupted people more often. He lied more easily. And sometimes he heard a voice in his mind. Not loud, just a whisper. "This is who you really are." Adrian began forgetting small things. His favorite music, old childhood memories, the sound of his mother's laugh. His personality slowly shifted. The mask wasn't just covering his face, it was rewriting him. One evening, Adrian met an old friend named Marcus. Marcus stared at him for a long time. "You look different," Marcus said. Adrian smiled. "Better, right?" Marcus shook his head slowly. "No, you look like someone wearing you." Adrian laughed it off. But that sentence stayed in his mind all night. Someone wearing you. Desperate, Adrian returned to the market. The stall was still there. The old woman was waiting.
You have returned.
"I want
need
to
answers."
remove it,"
Then choose.
Adrian said. The woman looked at him sadly. "I warned you." "Please," Adrian begged. "Tell me how." She pointed to a mirror hanging beside the stall. "There is only one way." Adrian stepped closer. "What is it?" The woman whispered. "You must remember exactly who you were before the mask." Adrian froze, because suddenly he realized something terrifying. He couldn't remember. The mask had not only changed his behavior, it had erased the original version of him. His fears, his dreams, his kindness, his humility. Everything that made Adrian was gone. The mask had slowly become him. The old woman spoke one final time. "Most people think masks hide who they are." She paused. "But the real danger is when the mask becomes the only face left." So now I want to ask you something. In today's world, how many people are wearing masks, not on their faces, but in their lives? Pretending to be someone stronger, richer, more confident, more perfect. And if they wear that mask long enough, will they still remember who they were before? Or will the mask become their only identity?